Um, I mean, number one, hi everybody, for those of you that are watching the recording. So we've got Donna here today. And number one, like I just have to shout from the rooftops, like if you've not been watching her, she's been doing really good in her business. Like she's on the charts, she's doing things, she's, and I'll let her tell her story, kind of what she's doing, but she's doing the project broadcast part. She's doing the texting part, and she's doing it with her team as well as her personal business. And her personal business has been rocking. And you guys see most of the things that she sends their team from the team. Sometimes I get behind and I don't get them out, but I try to. And I've been telling you guys that that's Donna doing that. Um, so that's why plus you all know my stories too, really quick. I mean, everyone knows that I've not had an upline before to really reach out to. And Shelly was amazing and wonderful. But prior to that, I didn't have one. And so I finally also in my head was just like, okay, reach out, Danielle. So it was kind of me like having that aha, like, come on, let somebody else help, and it's not that I'm like that person who's really stuck at wanting to do it all. I just always have, right? And so we're creatures of habit. And so that's why I thought Donna could come today or I maybe in the future, whatever we need. She's open. She's going to tell us her ways that she likes to communicate and what she likes to do. But I just wanted to open the door to that, let alone like give us all something a little bit new to kind of grasp at, because I know we've all been saying we want to do project broadcast. Basically, we want to try to implicate more texting parties. So with that said, Donna, I'll let you talk. I'll let you kind of tell your story and where you're at and, the things you've been doing. And then we can just kind of Q&A even and kind of pick your
Okay.
brain.
Yeah, that's great. So yeah, and one thing I can do is I've got like a pen and paper here. After we kind of talk and you guys ask me questions, I can actually like email you and your directors like all the resources like we talk about or something, because it can get like a lot of details and it may be already bundled somewhere or something. So I'm happy to do that. So the very first thing, thank you first of all for reaching out and inviting me here and to share. So the very first thing that I did this year, well, first of all, my project broadcast story. So when I've had project broadcasts, I don't even know how many years now, several years, but I only used it to communicate with my team because my Gen Zero was a pretty large number. And I just didn't want, I was even telling I was telling my kids this last night because they were talking about a texting service. And I said, I remember when apps first started coming out, that they had like the cheap ones and then they all like had glitches and stuff like that. So I had some kind of app before I actually got Project Broadcast. And then
I
when
did
I
too.
when I
Yeah.
got
Now that you
Project
say that, I kind
Broadcast,
of forgot about that. Yeah.
yeah, and I always said, well, I would never use it for my customers because that just seems yucky. And of course, that was a few years ago because we've all like we're all just like changing and doing everything different, right?
Right.
Don't ever say I wouldn't. But
Our
um,
famous last words we need to stop saying, right?
yes, I know. So this my story's a little bit newer to using Project Broadcast with my customers. So last December, I decided that I wanted to try it because I had heard, I heard that there were texting parties, like somebody was coming up with them, but I think it was more for like a hostess and her friends, that type of thing. And I thought, well, I've never really just even tried to like text my customers or anything like that. So the very first thing I did last December, January timeframe of this year was I downloaded my contacts from my virtual office, which I've been with the company for 15 years this month. So that was a big feat. And I will say this, and you guys probably know this as leaders, but I did a lot of things wrong when I first started. Like the first year, I put in my name and my email and my phone number and, did all the things, bundled stuff and all that kind of crazy stuff. But my customers don't live really kind of like close to me. So I figured out quickly in my first year that that was not doing me any good. And then if you even look at, can you guys hear me? I heard a little bit of feedback. I just want to make sure you can hear me. Okay.
Yep. I'll turn my
Um,
mute on. I'll mute.
well, when I first, so like when I started thinking about it, I thought, well, I should probably, like, why couldn't I just download my customers? And I can give you, I'm going to make myself notes. Jenny Hillenberg did a really great PDF file. I know just Tracy and Shannon are on here, but Danielle, like, have you guys downloaded your customers from your virtual office? Have you actually done that? I can't hear you. You're muted.
We have on here, but I don't know that everyone on the call has. So all of the resources.
Okay, so I'll send you the PDF because Jenny did like an amazing PDF file.
Perfect.
To do that.
How to.
And
okay.
So I'll
and even for some of our teams, because some of our teams are trying to use Project. Like we have a couple, like I know I do, you know, and Shannon, I think
because they
too.
brought it to Impact, I feel like
right.
Those consultants that are working or elite or senior, I mean, it's just one of those things that you're going to hear more about. And we don't have the capability to do it through our virtual office. So it's a business write-off to do it. But what I found is, and like, you know, I'm texting like, you know, like 3,000 people at a time. And that's like, that's not like, I have to break mine up because I have customers and like, I can't do that because it takes 5 hours to process about 2,500. So I don't do like all of them at the same time. So, but you know, for me to buy those credits, I always make my money back doing that. So, you know, it is an investment. But I also say you don't have to have Project Broadcast. Like you can take the text that we do and you can post them in your VIP group and you can say comment instead of text, or you can use your personal cell phone and just text maybe 10 of your customers and offer it. And if you know only 3 opt in, text 10 more and see if you can get a few more to text it. So there's ways to, as a leader, to like, you know, make it simpler for your team members to do. And it's just a matter of will they do it and, you know, what's easiest for them. So it may be easiest for them to use their personal cell phone. So the very first thing I did was I downloaded my customers, and then I didn't realize, you know, like I'm going to call it a party. It's not really a party, but I don't know what else to call it because I text my customers. I've not had great success with a hostess, you know, like hostess and her friends, like a true party where there's an insider. My success has really come from texting my customers. And I guess because over the years I've just built up, and I will say this, we feel like we need to go find new customers, right? We're always looking. This was my aha when I started doing this. We're always looking for like new customers, how to fill our funnel, using the activity report and all of that. I feel like I raise customers from the dead. Like, I don't even know, because I'm sure maybe some of them are home office leads, or maybe I met them at a party, or maybe like I met them at a vendor event because I got really good about putting in emails and cell phones from that. Like some of the people that are shopping with me now have never shopped with me before. But they've been like in my virtual office like all this time, but they are answering. So I feel like this has caused me to show up where they are. And I've been so surprised that they answer and they say hold, or they say pass, or they are showing up. Not everybody will end up closing out their cart. But the biggest majority does, you know, they do. And it might take, like, for instance, I have a $323 order that a lady is still, like, she's getting ready to give me her card for that. And I had people opt in late. So I've still had people like opting in, and the party's still going this month. The great thing about the fall launch party that I did this month is I'm pretty sure it's on boards now. But I can also do the, I'm going to put down here the PB code for the fall launch, because you can use that. It's pretty generic, the items that I put in there. So as long as we have them still, you can use them or change patterns or whatever. So you could use it like even next month. I know they just introduced a Halloween sale, and there is going to be a Halloween sale text script. If you've not, so last month I probably won't use that one personally because that's the one I used last month. And I've already kind of done the Halloween thing with my customers through text. So after I downloaded my customers, clean those up, Jenny goes through that in the PDF on how to do that, and upload them to Project Broadcast. I just started a text party, and I kind of created, I used, I think for 2 months, like February and April, I used what was out there. Like I just used whoever was making them. I don't even know who was making it at the time, but I did one in February. I did one in April. My one in April was just like crazy successful. That was right before the leadership trip to Cabo. That was the week of that trip. And it was just so eye-opening to me. And so my journey has been like this whole year of, oh my gosh, like, and they're starting to, this is what somebody told me, because, at first when you're weeding through this, you get lots of stops. Like you get lots of people saying, stop, I don't want to hear from you. But what I found is, and what someone told me early on, because they had been trying it, texting their customers, was you'll be surprised at the people that want to hear from you will talk back to you, and they will hang in there with you, or they might not opt in for every party. But like even on the Halloween, I think I had 75 people opt in for that last month. And so I don't remember, like 20 something carts or 25 or so. I don't remember how many. But like everybody's not going to shop for Halloween. They don't care, they don't necessarily care about that. But I had a lot of people that text me back and said, I'm not interested in Halloween, but I want when does fall launch? And this month I had a lot of when does holiday launch? So it's been very interesting. My goal, so that's kind of my journey. I do use Project Broadcast for my personal texting my customers, my virtual office customers. But this year, I really wanted to earn Paris, and that was on my bucket list. And so I really started where everybody starts, like, what's your why? And right now, my why is to earn trips because it has become our travel budget. My 31 income has become a travel budget because we're empty nesters. And so that was really my goal. Jeff has said, I want to take you to London. I would like to take you to Paris. And he also said that about Hawaii, which 31 did. He also said that about somewhere else. Oh, Italy, like Italy, we did the same thing. And so I thought, well, this just needs to become like my new challenge and our travel budget because the boys are out of the house. And so I knew that I broke that down. I knew I had to sell $6,000 a month so here's the thing about where are we going? Paris. Yeah. There's 4 buckets that you can earn it, and you have to figure out what buckets you're going to play in. And my 3 were personal volume, organizational volume, and PICAs. I just did not really feel like I had anybody on the horizon. I've got a couple of people that are in Drive to Director, but I thought I knew this from working on Italy. I needed to be able to rely on me doing PV because I knew that would help my team volume. And then also PICAs. I knew I could control my sponsoring a little bit. You can't control it all. You can't control everything, but at least it was something I was working towards. So when I knew I had to do 6,000 PV, like last month, I only did like 4 something, like maybe 400. So I knew I was behind. And so this month, I really hit my personal business really, really strong. Like I did a launch instead of doing the mega party that was, they were offering. I did a launch in my VIP group. And I basically just kind of used Terry and Carissa's script for that. I kind of always use that and just take out what I want to use and what's kind of like, and really it's just the meat of the post. And so I did a big launch for fall in my VIP group. And then I did 3 different segment of customers for a texting party. I did the same party, but here's the thing. So you'll have to this is how I say work. You need to figure out when you can do it, when you have time to do it. And so my son and his wife and my grandson, who I babysit sometimes, at least once or so a week, for his mom to go be a nurse. They were out of town like 2 weeks ago. And so I knew I had the whole week. Jeff was out of town too. So I started a party on a Wednesday. I think the invite went out. I usually like to start a party. Like I send the invite out on Wednesday and then the texts go out Thursday and Friday. And that way Friday's a payday. And I feel like that's a good, and then you have Saturday and Sunday to wrap up carts. So that's when I typically like to start mine. I did do the invite this past time on Tuesday.
Did you? I was gonna say, will you say those say those one more time?
So so in the bundle, like in Project Broadcast, in the texting bundle, the invite is scheduled to go out. Well, you decide when you do the invite. So the invite is basically a text.
Right.
And it's in the template of the bundle, the actual invite text that you just like copy with that. Answer, and you send that whenever you want to. So whenever you have time to work this, is when you should do it. For me, I try to look for those days in the week where it's like, okay, I send the invite on Wednesday. And then automatically it says, tomorrow I'll send you 4 texts. And then the next day I'll send you 4 texts each day for the next 2 days. So the texts are going to be 4 on Thursday and 4 on Friday. This month's texting party, I wanted to try something a little different. Tracy, have you tried you're the only one I can see. I know Shannon's on, but have you tried have you done the texting party for this month that's in boards? No. Okay. So let me tell you the reason I asked this. Kicking off fall, I had 2 different thoughts on creating that party, and Leslie Brewer helped me. Jeff had left on a Tuesday to go to Colorado, and Leslie just happened to text me that night and say, do you have a texting party for this month? And I said, ironically, I'm sitting down to do this. So Leslie said, I'll help you with the graphics, because I'm a horrible graphics person, but I had some ideas and I was basically just going to look for some graphics to do what I wanted to do. But the very first text is a collage of 4 purses. And so they choose 1, 2, 3, 4, because I was like, let's get your fall look. To start off, let's just pick a new fall purse and a wallet. And so that's the first text. There's 9 texts total. So I always say 9 because there's 4, and then a thank you. And so the other idea that I had that I wanted to do was the number 8 text, like the very last one. I wanted it to be a sponsoring text. And so the wording in that is what has been successful this month for people that are using it to have new team members join them. And I will tell you, Danielle's heard me say this in some other areas, but I have really changed a lot of my thought process and wording around sponsoring, because become a consultant is not working anymore. I am using things like sign up for your consultant account. For $50, you'll get 5 of our top selling items. This is all in the last text. You don't even have to write this down. It's in the last text of the texting party. And so my wording has become a little bit different. And then the other part of this for leaders, I'll tell you how, besides the texting party has been successful. I've closed parties. I've got PV. I've had a great PV month. I just celebrated 15 years. It's my highest month in 15 years. I know, I was so excited. I wasn't planning on that, but I was pretty excited about it. So, so as a leader thinking through, I've got consultants that are joining, but they're not selling anything. So let's just call it what it is. They're joining, they're not selling anything. So my aha with that side of it, so it's my personal side and my team side, okay? My team side part of it is no matter what I text them or encourage them about or email them, they're not shopping. They're joining. Like, I don't even get the people that join for $0 or $1 and don't buy anything. I even contacted CAGS and was like, are they buying on Business Supply? Because I can't see that. And I sent them like 3 or 4 names, and she was like, no. I'm like, okay, well, I have no clue why they joined. So I started thinking about that, and I said this in a group that I'm in with Danielle, but I was like, I'm either gonna like shoot myself in the foot and this could be the death of my business, or I'm just gonna try it and we're just gonna see. So because I've been using Project Broadcast a lot, I decided, and I do use it when I onboard a new consultant. So I send them a welcome text, and then I have a campaign that goes out, and, you know, I only had probably 6 or 7 texts or something like that. Just with some basic information that they would need, trying to get them to reach out to me or that kind of thing. And that wasn't working. So I went to work a few weeks ago and thought, okay, what if I go about this a whole different way? And in my welcome text, I asked them, are you here did you join to shop or did you join to earn? Text me back which word. And I said, either way, I just want to make sure I'm getting you the information that you need if you want to shop or if you want to earn, whether you want to earn sometime, part-time, or full-time. So I didn't want to scare them to death with like, I didn't want them to think I want you to be a superstar right off. I just said, if you want to earn sometime, part-time, or full-time, and that's in the text. And I'm going to write this down, PB code. This is actually a whole email itself. So PB code and email. And I kind of explain for newbies, for new consultants. So they text me back the word either shop or earn. So the earn side was pretty standard of like what I've had, but I did like beef that up, and I'm giving them several resources. I'm talking about Jumpstart. I'm telling them what they can earn in their first 90 days. I do a 30-day, hey, you've been a consultant for 31 days. I remind them when their 90 days is almost up. I send them a picture of like what they're working towards and that type of thing. I teach them, but like I put my, you may have seen this on boards or something, but I actually create a Project Broadcast landing page with booking words. And so I send them that. So there's all like, I even send them words on how to just tell people about your business. So all of that is in the earn. When they text me earn, this campaign starts like immediately. It just goes on its own. So I'm all about automating. But here's the thing. They are answering back. Like they are answering back. They're telling me their story. They're telling because I'm coming at it from a little bit more casual way. So then on the other side of things, my aha of this was, what if they tell me they want to shop? So I decided, okay, what is the easiest way to shop? It is not setting up a party. It is going to 31today.com, scrolling down and clicking place an order, because there's a big old pink button right there on TOT that says place an order, which is through your virtual office. So I just say, go to 31today.com, scroll down and click place an order and put your information in and place an order. So I don't even tell them how to set up a party, because that is not easy. If you're just wanting to shop, that's not easy. And I'm telling them, if you want to, you'll get 25% back when you shop, which is the truth. They do. They get that back in their, they get that back twice a month. So that's the other thing that I share with them when they join, or when in the sponsoring conversation. And then I thought, okay, they don't care about Jumpstart, like the program. They want to know, like, if I'm shopping, this is what I can earn when I put in my first $300. When I shop and spend $300, this is the first 3 things actually they can get. But I really just kind of tell them to, because they don't really care about a website. I even have told them how to turn their website off. Because if they're just shopping, they don't need a $16.95 website. And it's been so interesting, y'all. Like, I've had two consultants that said they just wanted to shop, and one said, well, what if I want to turn it on like for the holidays? And I looked like a few weeks ago and she's already turned it on. She's had it on. Y'all, she just peaked. She was my sixth Pika for Paris. She just peaked last night. I didn't even realize it. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. So, and then I have another shopper that she's
That's amazing.
I know she's $145 away. And like, I just have told them how to shop. Like one of my Pikas joined just a personal shop because what I did was I went and I looked through my texting party customers because they are shopping like $200 and $300. I'm like, where have y'all been? Like, I know I've been sending them emails because they're in my, well, you know, some people you may not have their email for, but most people you have their email, you don't have their cell or something. But this one lady, her name is Angela. She had bought over $1,000 with me in less than 6 months when I started looking. So in one of my texting parties, she opted in last month to the Halloween party. And so I just reached out to her privately and I said, Angela, I don't mind for you hopping in here, but you can get 25% back from all you've been shopping. She's like, well, my husband doesn't really want me to do that. And I said, well, would your husband be okay if you got 25% back after you shopped? And she goes, yeah, you'd probably be okay with that. So she joined, and so what I did was I didn't add her to my team project broadcast group. I kind of did a little experiment. I didn't add her to my team emails. I just sent her how to early shop on the holiday. I sent her how to early shop on fall. No, I sent her how to early shop on fall because this month we did holiday. So last month, she bought she bought all of her Halloween stuff. I think that first purchase, she bought $400 worth. Then she shopped on the pre-sale for fall. And I think she put in another $300 or something. Then, do you know that Grateful clear pouch that sold out? Just like it was on the sale tab. And it was so clear, like it was part of
like the $5 ones.
Yeah, it was part of, okay, so they were $5. So get this.
Something like that.
I know this about Angela. I've never met her. I have no idea. I think she lives up in Illinois. She's a camper that their family camps. And so I sent her a text and I said, hey, Angela, I don't know if you saw this little steal, but they're $5. And it would be so fun to like do these little gift ideas with them. And the very last thing on there was, I'm so grateful to have met you. And just like put like just this little clear $5 clear package. I think she bought $200 of them because she qualified. And so I'm like, okay, this is all going through my head. So all that to say, when somebody tells me they want to shop, I share with them, I say, thank you. I'm so excited. I love to shop too. That's actually what my text back says. And I'll say, I'm going to make sure that you know what you're getting when you shop, which is your Jumpstart rewards, right? You're getting more things. And then I tell her how to turn off her website. I did that the other day with somebody. That's in the text as well. And she said, oh, I don't remember turning it on, but I think I'll keep it on because that's a really cool idea to have something to share. I was like, I'm trying to tell you how to turn the thing off.
But you had the conversation, like, right. And I think for some of them, you're giving them the out.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you don't have to have a party. Yeah. Well, one of my ahas with the lady that qualified last night, she told me early when I was talking to her about joining, she had opted into my texting party too. And when she got my last text, that text number 8 about joining, she messaged me and she said, I just don't know because I don't know that I could have a certain number of parties. And I said, Deborah, you don't have to have a party at all, which was a big, like, I don't think that way. Like, I've been doing this for 15 years. That is not normal to come out of my mouth. Right. I'm not trying to be like defiant about how we do it, but that just doesn't come out of my mouth. And so when she said that, I was like, man, we've got a lot of confused customers. And like, so she I said, I'm finding when people are saying shop, which a lot of them will say shop, they are still going for it, like in a different way. Like they're shopping, they're not really killing it, but they're they're putting in more than what my other consultants have joined and done. And then here's the kicker. I thought, what if after 2 or 3 texts of me talking about, like the next day I talk about what they're earning, the next day I send them a text about how to turn off their website. Then I send them deals of the week.
Yes.
And so I do one deal of the week. So I've got it spaced out in Project Broadcast. Like
that
one
was kind of your $5 one first, even, right? Like
yes, that was my
she
$5
called
one. And
that
then they
as a
sold
deal of
out.
the week.
Then they sold out and I had to go in and change the campaign.
And it's probably because of Donna.
It's my $200 lady. But I changed it up with zipper pouches because you can do the same thing with a zipper pouch and we have them in a bundle. So I changed that Grateful pouch out with 2 zipper pouches. So that's what's in the shop side of the campaign. So
you're just treating them like a glorified customer,
yes,
or like a different version of a club, or
yes,
because you're at the same time, like, you're paying attention to them, but you're meeting them where they're at, but you're
right.
also like spoiling them a little bit. I mean, but like not in a bad way. I mean, in a super easy way.
I'll say something about clubs because I also have a gift club. So I had that going at the beginning of the month too. I've already closed that out. And that turned out to be great as well. But here's the thing about gift clubs, and this is what I've been thinking through. And I've actually had a couple of conversations with people who have gift clubs because one leader said, I think I'm going to shut mine down. Well, here's my thing about gift clubs. Because we changed to the 6-month time frame, and I've been sponsoring using that, y'all. I know some people, like I know some leaders who are like not happy about that because they're like, that's too long, and that kind of thing. I'm using it to sponsor because I'm like, that is $200 in a rolling 6 months. So I'm actually using that in my conversation. That's actually how I've done them. I think I had 10 or 11 last month. I've got 10 this month, but that's actually part of my conversation. Like in the text, I say, you only have to submit. 31 changed something this summer. I'm actually telling them that. And so my thing was about gift clubs is, okay, if you average that out, so I think it's, like $34, right? 200 divided by 6. Yes, 33. It's still say $34. It's 33.33. So let's say $34. Well, my gift club is a $35 spend. So it actually behooves them, even though I send them a little something. I don't even send them something every month. I just send them a little something like every 2 or 3 months. Like mine's 6 months, $35 spend, 6 people. I'm just banking on they're going to personalize something. And get to that $200. And most of them do. I've got like 3 ladies that have been in my gift club for the last 4 years, every 6 months. And so I just signed up one because I'm slowly going to finish this one out. And then I'm going to probably dissolve it because I really would like for those ladies to join and shop and get the 25% back, because that's even going to still be a better deal than being in my gift club, because they only have to spend 33. And then some of them are big, like some of those that have been in here for the last 4 years, every 6 months, they spend like, once in a while they'll spend $100 a month. So it's better for them with this new time frame to do it that way. So I'm really thinking through, how do my customers want to show up? And I was doing more after COVID. Obviously, I was doing more Facebook parties. And ironically, I've had like 4 people want to do Facebook parties this month. So I've had those going along. So like I set those up and it was going alongside those, but I use Censure for that too. But I'm like, anything that will automate my business, I'm all about it. And I'll tell you this because I did mention this to Danielle. We've been voice messaging back and forth. And so I'm going to say this since it's being recorded, because this is me personally. This may not be you, but I really have to pull myself back from every little shiny object and everything that people are doing and figure out what works for me. So if a texting party does first of all, don't judge it until you try it. Because I was the same way before last December. I was like, that sounds like, I just don't think that would work. I don't think people would answer it. But I didn't understand the whole pass hold thing. I didn't understand that people were opting in it. So if they're opting in it, they're interested in it. If they're not interested in it, they won't opt in it. So there was just a lot of it I didn't understand until I did it. But I have had to pull myself out of a lot of groups. I've restructured over the last 2 years, like how I run my business. I make sure that my team's taken care of in the Pink Bubble Huddle, because that's our company ran Facebook group. And I did just join, JP's doing like a different version of World Class Lineage. And I like the boundaries. I told her, I'm like, I'm not joining that. And she was like, well, listen to how how I've got boundaries around it, because it used to be like everybody would just be invited and that type of thing. She's allowing us as leaders to invite. So what I decided was I'm going to I just sent an email to my Gen Zero to invite them to the group, but I didn't send to anyone who's joined in the last 90 days. And so what I want to do is when you join, after you get past your 90 days, then you get added to the World Class Lineage group.
I like that.
Well, because like I want them listening to my texts that are coming to them. They're going to be in the Pink Bubble anyway, because that comes in their join email. So they're going to get a link to that. That's up to them. And I even told Angela and Deborah, who just joined to shop, I said, listen, don't join anything you don't want to join. Like if they start sending you stuff, just don't, you don't have to do all of that. And they're like, all right. So I am just like, where are they? Where are my customers? Where am I meeting them? Where are they shopping? They're shopping with me through texting. They might be shopping with you all through like Facebook parties or something, or that may be something you do alongside it. But I feel like this month I kicked off the month doing a little bit of everything, because I was not planning on doing a Facebook party. But when they saw fall in my VIP group, I booked parties, even though I didn't ask to book parties. I really was just saying, here it is, shop.
Yep.
And so, that's kind of where, like, that's kind of where my mind is, like taking care of putting my mask on, taking care of my personal business and what my goals are there. And then talking to my new consultants in a different way, teaching them how to either shop or teaching them how to earn. And even on the shop consultants, when I do deal of the week, I still have the instructions in the Project Broadcast campaign of this is how you place an order. Go to 31today.com, click on the pink button, place an order, put your info in, and here's the item number, or search, click the 3 lines and you'll see all the categories we've got. So whatever whatever the deal of the week is, I not only say this is the deal of the week, they're not going to remember if they haven't shopped in like 2 or 3 weeks. They're not going to remember, what do I do? So
I don't.
I'm trying to make it as simple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I've got like, and this is what I've told, when I shared this with a few other leaders, this is what I said. I've got 5 weeks of deals in there. Like I think I did the large utility tote with the insert in there. I did zipper pouches, the bundle of zipper pouches. I don't even remember. Oh, I did a weekender bundle, because that was super popular in the texting party, that black and white window pane check with the weekender, the zipper pouch, and something else.
Is that all part of your new consultant, the code? Your bundle?
Yes, it's all in there. So I did 5 after I do the initial, this is what you're earning by shopping. I did 5 weeks. So it's spread out 7 days apart of deals. And then I thought, I don't want to go too far with that, because I don't know what we're going to sell out of. And I don't know, like with bundled zipper pouches, they can choose whatever prints they want.
Right.
So
but some of them I'll have to watch. Right.
Some of them I'll have to watch.
Right.
But I'm trying to stay away from a certain print. I'm trying to say, grab your large utility tote with the insert.
Right.
Right. So that's kind of where I went. And then I'll just build on that. Like I'll look at my list. The hardest thing for me is going to be keeping it separated. I upload my Gen Zero to Project Broadcast every month and communicate with them that way. So the hardest part is going to be keeping my list of, which I can go look in, on the campaigns of shop and earn. And like, I can easily tell who's opted in to shop and take them out of my Gen Zero. Cause I don't even put them in my Gen Zero. I don't even put them in my Gen Zero, project broadcast list. Cause I don't want them on my team. I don't want them in my team. Cause that, you know, I typically text my team about once a week. So I don't want to confuse them with anything that's going on. They don't care about seize the day. They don't care about anything like that if they're just shopping.
Okay, so tell me again, how did you segregate your Sage walked in?
Oh yeah.
So you've got your shoppers
Mm-hmm.
in one.
Earners.
Do you separate the rest of your Gen Zero any other way when you're sending some of those messages? Do you do anything different for the zeros, or do you? Nope. Okay.
I mean, what I do is I do, if they're at risk, like, you know, every month I look at, because I know 31's emailing them, but my at-risk consultants, I usually about the 5th or the 6th, I use the Tick app, to keep track
Like
of.
Jenny does. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it. It's on my phone. And then a lot of people use it on their laptop too. I just use it on my phone, but every day, I mean, like, water my plants, like it's like everything is like, I live and breathe, like, change my estrogen patch, like everything is in here, and it just reminds me to do it.
Mhm.
So, like, I live and breathe by that. So I think it's the 5th or 6th day of the month. I have a calendar appointment to text my at-risk consultants.
Okay.
So basically what I do there is I go run a team report, Gen Zero, so a team, and then I click on at risk, and then I download it into Excel, upload it into Project Broadcast, and I do something, you know, if you don't know how to do, you can easily figure this out because Project Broadcast has great training. But I actually tell them how much they need, because you can put that in a Excel. You can keep that and use that as a bucket.
Okay.
But I will say this about Project Broadcast: if you're watching or you're not familiar with how to use it, they have amazing training. It really is. You've just got to sit down and dig in. And their training is not very long. So like when I say, if you don't understand what a keyword is, their video on keyword might be 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Like, it's not long, like you're going to have an all-day training session on how to do this. It's broken down very well. The other thing I'm going to send y'all is I have the link to, I don't know how many of you watch this. I won't be offended, but
Your video that you did.
the end of June in the leader group.
I just watched it finally, like a week or two ago.
Okay. So Hope asked me to be the first person to, and this was after my April success with my texting party.
Yep.
And Cindy talked to me about it when we were in Los Cabos. And so when Hope went to her and said, we want to do like a 4-series texting, how to text your customers, texting parties or whatever, the party side of it is not my strength. Texting my customers is my strength. But I told him, I said, I can't do party side because I've not had great success with that. But somebody really might have success with that. And there's resources out there for it. But Cindy asked that I do the first one. And so I actually have the link to that, and I can put it in the email. So it's text training. I'm putting that on so I'm gonna send you the PDF, because you start off with, if you've not done this, you start off with the PDF and figure out and download your contacts from your virtual office. And don't discount that. Like, if you think, I really don't think any of my customers will shop, you're probably like, I don't care if you just have 1,000, like, you'll be surprised, like, who will, you might be surprised who says stop. You might be surprised at who shops.
So that initial, without looking at it, I was actually trying to pull it up and my phone's being slow. The initial invite, they're opting in if they're just even interested in being part of it, right? Is that the wording on it is like?
Yeah, the wording is,
it's probably in the board too, isn't it?
Hold on, I'm going to grab it real quick. I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to read you the fall one, like the one that you would see.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I got to go to the template. Hold on a second. I even tell you in the training exactly what I've got bundled. And then I've got an email that tells you what I've got too. So that kind of explains all of it. Okay. You guys probably can see this. Let me pull it up real close. There's a picture here. It says you're invited. Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay. That's the graphic. And I have a Canva link for that. I have all this I can just easily send, like share, and you just change the information. It says hi, and then project broadcast. So it'll say, hi, Danielle. I'm launching the new 31 fall catalog this month and can't wait for you to see the new prints and products. I'm offering bundle deals through text, and you're invited. And there's a cell phone little celebration thing. If you want in, text me back the word fall. No other spaces or words in your text. Like they just need to text the word fall. Here's how it works. And then I've got it bullet pointed here. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, yep.
Okay. Here's how it works. 2 days, 4 texts a day. No group text. You'll reply hold or pass, and I'll start a cart for you. I'll send your cart over for review, and I can add, delete, or personalize items as you direct me. Place an order and now this is what I do. I take this out of the generic version, so you may not see this in here. What I do is say place an order in September, receive a $5 gift code to use in October. So my thank you note to my customers
Has that gift code. Okay.
has a, those scratch off doohickeys.
Yeah.
You can order like 3,000 from Amazon, like you for the rest of your life. But yes, okay, Tracy's got them right there. Okay. So I have a postcard. It's a thank you. And underneath that, I have $5 off your next order. So here's what I do. I don't go buy a bunch of codes. I just send in that postcard. And on the postcard, it says, text me a picture of this card and I'll send you a $5 code. So I just keep some like in my virtual office, and I keep them on my phone, like the numbers, because I get texts all the time throughout the day and weekend. Not all the time. And here's the other thing. People think I can't afford this. Everybody will not take you up on this, but the ones that take you up on it will order way more than, I don't even give a minimum amount. I used to do that. And I'm like, I don't even do that anymore because I don't care if they order $35. Like they're a returning customer.
They're coming back and they're coming back. Yep.
Yes. And I make 35% on that $5.
Right.
So, and then it says save on bundles for a new fall purse, tailgating, weekends away, and more. Thank you. And I hope you have the best day. Donna Runyon, Independent Senior Director. And then I have my catalog link to the fall catalog.
Okay.
And then underneath it says PS, if you'd like to stop receiving my once a month text offers, text me back the word stop. Okay. And so you kind of have to do that as far as like to be official and all that kind of stuff.
Super to the point. It explains it. They know what they're
do not. Yes, the longer it's very short and sweet.
Yeah, it's super simple, but at the same time, it tells what's happening. Like it's super easy to just.
I'm not one of these consultants that goes, "Hey, hope you're doing good. Hope you and the family are good." Like this is what it says. Hi, Danielle. I'm launching the new 31 fall catalog this month. I can't wait for you to see it. Like I'm just to the point because that's how I want people to be with me.
Yep.
Like, I know you're going to be my friend if you see me in the grocery store, but if you want
to. Right.
So what they do is they text you the word fall.
Yep.
And then there's a reply message.
And then it starts
1 minute later.
Yep.
And it says, hi, Danielle, welcome. And it's got a picture of like kind of like a collage of the fall line. I'm excited you're jumping in to check out the new fall collection. I put together great prices for you, featuring at least one new fall item or print and using our customer special. So I want them to know how I'm doing it. Yep. The funny thing is they don't realize it. They honestly think that this is a deal that you're getting. Deals.
Yep. So which is fine.
Yeah, and when we get to the sponsoring,
deals that I'm giving you, like this is me giving you deals, right? Like that's how we're supposed to be wording things anyways.
So it says, here's how it works. Starting tomorrow, because I always have, like this is just, I don't want to overwhelm. I'll send you 4 texts a day for 2 days, no group text. Just respond to each text with a quick hold or pass, and I'll create a cart for you as we go. Once all the bundles have been sent, I'll send you a pic of your cart with the items you've held. You can let me know if you want to add, delete, or personalize. So a lot of times they'll hold like I had a lady hold $500 worth of stuff this past time, and I'm like, she ain't gonna check out $500. But I don't even like, I asked somebody this the other day because it like that $323 order that I'm about to put in. I text a leader that I'm close to and I just said, is it bad that I'm not offering the party for this? Like, and they were like, no, that's not what she wants to, like, our customers have money, like they do, and they want to shop how they want to shop.
Right.
And I'm that way. Like, I'm not saying I have money, but
I
just want to do it.
Sometimes you just want convenience.
Yes. Yes.
And it's a hard thing for us to turn off because we know like, oh, but you can get this and this and this. And so we blah all the stuff. And then, like you said, then we chase them away. Then they're just like, and you just,
and I kind of think, these people do kind of know how parties and stuff work. So most of them, like, that's even why Angela didn't want to join. She was like, my husband doesn't want me to do that. Well, would your husband like you to get 25% back on your $1,000 that you spent with me?
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I got more questions.
Yeah.
So when you break down, because like you said, it takes so long to send like 5 hours for the 2,500 messages, what do you group them as? How are you grouping when you're initially sending some of those messages too? So what would you advise to break that, if we have the giant numbers that we've got to send to, what do you suggest with that?
When you do your spreadsheet, when you download your spreadsheet, probably what I would do is just like, depending on how many you have, because I usually send like around 2,600 at a time and it's 5 hours to process.
Yep.
So go from that number and think, okay.
Do you have a way that you took it or did you just do it?
I just did, I just did it because it doesn't, I don't even know.
No, that's fine.
I can't remember who all.
And I just wanted to make sure I wasn't like not thinking of a way to do it like that there was something.
So you can just basically save 2 different spreadsheets. You could do 3, like, because for me, like, I didn't have time to do 6,000 people.
Right.
Which it was actually more than that, but that was 2 groups. And then I had another group. Like,
well, I wish there was a way that all the people that have opted out that you could take, like, I wish that's one thing about Project Broadcast, unless you know something I don't know, because I asked this in our group. I wish that when they opted out, when you go to use that, when you go to use whatever keywords you're using or whatever, or whatever you've uploaded, I wish that you knew right away it wasn't that they're opt-out people, because it doesn't, because it thinks it still wants to charge me. I'm always having to buy more even though I don't really need to, because it thinks it's sending, say, like 4,000, but
it only charges
1,500 of them. It won't charge me, but it won't send it if I don't have enough credits.
But you can do auto credit. You can, like, mine's set up on auto load.
Mine is too, but here's the thing. So, like, say I want to send all 4,000, it's 6,000. Say I'm going to send to all 6,000 and something I have. Well, like 2,500 of them have opted out. It doesn't recognize that. It recognizes it to not make me pay for it, but it doesn't recognize it for the timing of it. And for me to know right now, I'm actually sending 3,500. Like, I don't know what's actually being sent because all of those are still in there. There's no way of taking them out though, is there?
I think there actually might be. I've just not really looked.
I need to contact them because it's a huge
archive. You can archive people.
Yeah.
And so even if I go one at a time,
I think you can search for the tag.
Okay. That might be a Tori job then. Let's remember that tonight.
But I will say this, like, I know what I can handle personally. I don't want to do.
And then there's that too. Right.
And so, like, I'm physically exhausted. Like, I'm like, that's
a lot of carts. It's a lot of personal shopping for people. Yep. Right.
Yeah. It's just focused because you know how, like, with Project Broadcast, when if I have my text uses scheduled to go out like 9:30, 12, 3, 6, something like that. Well, you've got to be like, Project Broadcast will, like, when they send the next text, if they said hold and then the next text goes out, you can't see that unless you go through every name again. So what I do is I literally take my laptop and open a cart immediately. And I explain all this in the video that I'm going to send y'all, but
Mhm.
I use my virtual office and the opening an order, which I call a cart. When I open an order and put somebody's name in, like if I would put Tracy's name in and Daniel and Shannon's name, y'all three would be my customers. Then every time you say hold, I go add it to your cart. And what I say is I go back to your text and say, got it. If you say pass, I don't answer you. Because the other thing is I know my customers don't want to go back and forth with me. If they say pass, they don't have to hear from me. But if they say hold, I want them to know I got it. So I just say, got it. That's all I say.
Okay.
And so it's a manual thing for me. I know like Leslie the other day, she was doing it too. We were doing it the same days, and she has young kids that are in dance and baseball and soccer and everything. And so Leslie said, I just took a piece of paper and just had it in the car with me. And every time somebody said hold, and you can do a spreadsheet, like you can do, like, for instance, I do have a spreadsheet of the 8 bundles. I even had one for the join because I wanted to keep track of who, you can go look, but I just
We could even do old school
visually-
order forms if you still have them. I'm even thinking about pulling those out sometimes.
No, my spreadsheet is just what the items are so that
Yeah,
I know,
right.
and then
Right.
I kept a little log of, now this is good to me. If you don't get overwhelmed with this, I just started doing this and I've been doing this for several months, but like this past time when Leslie and I were creating the bundles and it was a new fall season, I thought I'm going to keep track of whatever, like not how many of each
You wanted to see,
bundle
right? Like you want to see what's
is
working.
my
Right.
customers are taking, not that they bought it. I didn't go back and say, oh, they didn't close their cart. I just wanted to see what they were holding. Because if they're holding it, they like it.
Right.
You may not be able to buy it, but they like it.
Yeah, that is definitely something to think about doing for the future. Like you said, maybe not to overwhelm ourselves with right when
No,
we
don't
start,
overwhelm. I just did it this time.
yeah, but it
But-
is something to look at and know that like
But
this
to
is what's
my,
selling.
for me, the first 2 texting parties that I did in February and April, those were written by somebody else. And so I was just using what they had. I wasn't really paying attention. And like in April, I don't know if you guys remember, but we had like the company offered bundles then.
Yes.
And so that was a little bit easier, I think, to do. Was it April or February?
Yeah, I think it was
Because
April.
we
I think it
offered-
was when we were in Cabo.
Yeah. And then I will say this, I did not do a texting party in June or July because we had the outlet. And so I text my customers about the outlet.
Okay.
And so I didn't offer specific deals. I
So
just
something to
said,
think about for December again, basically, if and when we
Yes.
have outlet. Okay.
yes, because those items move so quick. We can't
Right.
bundle those in a graphic. And
Right.
that's just a total waste of time.
Right. You
So-
could still do like a little, what could you do with them though?
Well, what I do is just like, because I text so many, I usually just announce the sale
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then let it go from there.
Right.
And I just work the sale
Right.
or work in my VIP group.
So
And
originally I was
I
gonna,
have a link to like a Google survey, and or no, my thank you text to them. So after they order, my thank you text has a link to my VIP group. And Shannon said I put a tag on the ones that I hadn't even looked at the comments. It says to not message. Okay. So Shannon's saying how she handles that. But what was I saying?
thank you. With your thank you, you
With my
have
thank you note, I have a link to my thank you text. When they order, I have a link to my VIP group. I've grown my VIP group and I almost shut that thing down because I didn't have a great way to like get people in there other than like putting in a Facebook party or something. But I feel like that has really like helped because Cindy's always talking, even when I was telling her in Cabo about my party, she was like, how are you growing your funnel? And I said, I think I had a funnel, I just didn't know I had a funnel. Because people are shopping, Cindy, that I don't even know. Like I've got customers that I don't even know. Like I said,
well,
I
that's
mean,
how it is with the outlet sale for me too. So it makes
Yeah.
sense because the outlet sale tends to be the same. I get a bunch of orders from people that I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, who are you? And I have to look it up and be like, oh, they originally ordered on so-and-so's party.
And I have to think back too, like even to my home parties, like that
Right.
is truly how I started. So I averaged for years until 2019, 4 to 6 parties a month, and almost always home
Right.
party. The majority of them, like I might have 1 or 2 Facebook parties from 2015 to 8 to 19, 18, 17 to 19 or something like that. When Facebook parties started kind of being the thing. I think I had in 2019, I maybe had 4 home parties. So I was starting even then to be like, more Facebook. But from 2008 is when I joined. That's so I don't remember all those people I've seen
Right.
or
Right.
vendor events I did back then. I just don't remember,
No,
home
same.
office leads that you've never heard from ever.
Right.
I just had a mother-daughter team join, and she shopped with me years ago, and it was through a home party, but I don't know that she was at the home party, but we talked several times on the phone.
Mhm.
And she called me. She was in this texting party, and when she got the last text about joining, she called me a couple of days later. She said, I was telling my daughter about this because she had bought in the Halloween, she had the skeleton tote. And she took it to her daughter's house, and she said, my daughter is a photographer, and it just goes dead during this season.
Mhm.
It goes like, it's just a January, February, it's just a dry time for photographers. And so she said she had a freaking, like, she couldn't believe that bag. And so she joined, the daughter joined me, and then the mom joined the daughter. And I haven't talked to Deborah in, like, her name was Deborah Todd. She's a different Deborah, but I haven't talked to her in several years, but she opted in my Halloween party.
Mhm.
It's just been like, I've had more conversations where I felt like, we went through 20 and 21, and it's like, you're in this, like, I'm home all the time and I'm not going anywhere. I'm not scared to go anywhere. I just don't have anywhere to go.
Right.
And then it's like, how am I going to revive? And I say this, like, I had to really revive, like, think about, like, what am I going to do in 20 and 21? And I went to Facebook parties, and I did go lives. And now when I do a Facebook party, I don't even do a go live. I had one stream. I did all that, closed that all down. I don't pay for that anymore. And I was just sharing with some people on my team. I do these super short little videos that are like less than 2 minutes for, like, to describe a Benjamin wallet or show the Benjamin and the Slim together. And then I did about 6 of those. And I did it for the Facebook parties this month. And I basically just take my tripod and turn it around to, like, different views of my house. I'm still in the same shirt. And I just show them a couple things. I don't even have anything from fall yet. Like, I just got a box 2 days ago, and I basically showed them an old Weekender pattern, like it was the quilted black one with the new crossbody purse, like the little cute one that looks vintage. So I did a video on that. I showed them a video of All About the Benjamin Santa Slim. I showed them a video of our purse we got at Impact. And so I did all of those in less than 2 minutes, just super, super short. And I just uploaded those to my Facebook party. So I don't even do things like I did 2 years ago. So it's really about
So it's just
finding
another pivot for you. And yes.
a big pivot. Yeah. And so it's finding what works, but honestly, it is working, y'all. And I told Danielle this, I am a worker bee. And I know that everybody's got a million things. I know there's full-time jobs. I know there's kids, but then I'm working with, like, Leslie, who, like, I don't even know how that girl does anything with those 2 kids and all the stuff that they're in and the school. And she's a room mom, and she's so excited about that. And then she's, like, helping me with graphics, and then she's doing her own parties. And, like, I'm like, I know it can be done, but she wears me out. And so I have to really, I can't be in a million groups and get my job done. And I have to really focus and not listen to all the noise. And I just have removed myself. I removed myself from a pretty big group, like probably 3 years ago. And I just said, I can't hear this because this isn't good for me to hear. And I know what I'm doing, and I need to work because this is my income. This is, at that time, 3 years ago, we were still getting Luke through college. And then Lance was right before that. And now we're in a season more of, like, we're just paying for everybody's vacation. we're paying for ours, we're paying for theirs. You know, we're doing stuff for our grandson, and like, so it's a different stage, but you really have to figure out, I've got to get the noise out of my head. If you would like to make a list, make a list. If you need to use an app, use an app. Whatever it is that you need to do, like, I don't even go look at the pink bubble. Like, somebody almost has to tag me over there for me to go. If I'm looking for something, I will. But like all my Facebook, I don't have any Facebook notifications on my phone.
I don't either.
I take all the groups, and I don't, like, I'm in the graphics groups and stuff, basically is all I'm really in. I'm in the leader group with you guys. Like, we don't have different segment. Well, like the EDs and above do, but like, I'm only in that one big leader group right now. So I really just, I don't know. I feel like, you know, I mean, what questions do you guys have besides like, just, I don't mind answering
I have
detailed stuff.
one more question I was going to ask, and I'm going to let you guys ask too. So with your new, because I know you've been recruiting like crazy, and you definitely gave us some tips there too. Are you, whatever your number 8 is, or I think whatever it is you're saying is one of your bundles, is that in there every texting party now, basically? Is
Well,
that
I think it's going to be this month.
Okay, that's what I just wanted to, yeah.
So let me tell you how that happened.
Before we came today that I wanted to ask you, like, how are you getting, you know, and it makes sense. You pretty much explained it.
Let me put this, okay, so here's where that came out of. Last month, I did a email to my customers, and it explained, if you sign up for a consultant account, you can shop the new fall line for 40% off. So I had success with sponsoring, and I told them 31 changed some things this summer. You can, 6 months, $200.
Will you send us what that email looks like?
I just wrote it down.
Even though it's not like a great deal this month, I think I still might try it. I mean, it's an email. How can I go wrong? And they can still do 40% off.
We're going to have like 5 pre-sales is basically what we have during the year. So you don't even have to talk about a pre-sale. It just so happened we had 2 back to back. Just take that line out of it.
But just right now, they still have a 40% off right now this month. Like, if they want to shop 40% off.
Yeah. So here's what happened. I took that, because I had success with sending that email to my customers last month. I took that email and made it a text. And that's when it went through my head the other night. Well, if I'm going to create this party, bundle number 8 needs to be. So actually the party is Fall Launch with Sponsoring is the name of the Project Broadcast campaign. And that sponsoring text is in text number 8.
Okay.
And I can read it to you.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. If you're sending the bundles, I can pull it from there. We can do that.
Let me read it to you real quick.
Who else has questions? Because I know I've asked them. Thank you, by the way.
You're so welcome. Yeah. Happy to share it all.
That's really all I wanted to say was thank you for all of this.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Like, I got hung up with texting parties, and I just I really wanted to do one, and I did one, and I was like, okay, well, that was mildly successful, but how do I make it better? So thank you.
I think I kept focusing on the hosts. That's where I kept getting hung up too. And when I started realizing that you were just tapping into your own customers, I was like, duh. I mean, that, like you said, like, it's like, and then I've still just not done it. But I know back in April, I kind of dabbled, and I was like, oh, this does make sense. But then ever since then, I've just been dragging my feet to like really do it. And I needed to still ask questions and hear you. You know what I mean? Like,
and I'll tell you who motivated me, because I didn't understand it until we were together in December. I was with Jenny Hillenberg in December here in Nashville. And she said, have you done a texting party? And I said, no. She said, Donna, you need to do it. You just need to do it. She said, I did one last month. I think she did one in November. And she was like, my PV was like $1,600. Well, I mean, I was like, okay, well, maybe I should. And so then she said, let me just show you what it like. So she showed me a text, and where it said pass or hold, I was like, well, that's smart. And she said, I just did it with my customers. So I don't even know if she had downloaded all of her customers. She probably just, because like, I use Project
you use Word
Broadcast
or
to,
something.
I have a segment of customers that I've used Project Broadcast for several years on thanking my customers, not texting them about orders, but thanking them.
Yep.
So you'd ask me, Danielle, where did
Yep.
one segment of my customers is there. I'll tell you another segment I did this month. I have a tag on past consultants from the last 15 years that I recruited. So it's like 250 it's 250 inactive consultants.
And the only way you could get your own recruits is you had to go through and clean it up, right? Because when
I just ran a report. You can just
when I run the report, it does the whole Gen Zero.
Did you run it by
Maybe
sponsor?
That's what I'm saying. I'm doing something wrong then if I'm not getting just mine. Because I've never been able to get just mine. I feel like it's always got anybody that was in my Gen Zero.
I'll look and see what I need to do it and share with you. I may have that.
Because if there's a way, I want to, before I take the time to sit there and have to clean it up and go through and see who their actual sponsor was.
And some of them will stop you and they'll say, I don't want to hear from you.
Yeah, but I've ran into that. I mean, like some of them are these guys right here. You know what I mean? And for the most part, it's I try to make sure we make it right, but I just
I can get just mine. I can get just the ones that I've so I'll give it to you. So here's this text. Oh, so anyway, that's who inspired me to do it, because I was the same way. I'm the same way you guys were. I was like, I don't know if I want to do that because I don't want to have parties. And then she told me that and she showed me and I was like, she said, I'm just telling you, Donna, you need to try it. And I said, well, first of all, I need to go download my customers because I've not even done that. I mean, I had some, I had
but you had different groups instead of all.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is my last text. And now basically it had a holiday picture. So you're going to want to remove the holiday picture and take out this wording for next month. But it says, Tracy, my last bundle offer is a little different. I want to share the advantage of, and this is bolded, signing up for a consultant account for $50. Receive 5 of our top selling styles, choose your prints and 2 personalizations. Read below for all the reasons why this is a great deal. And then the very first one, which you would remove, is shop the holiday collection for 40% off through 9/30 only on the consultant presale before it launches to customers.
If we bust it out soon, though, there's time. Like if we send this email ASAP.
Send this today. You can send the email today. Okay. Right. And then it says new 31 change the activity length of time this summer. To stay active, you only need to submit $200 every rolling 6 months. And then in parentheses, I put it was 3 months. You can sign up and only shop, no website fee if you don't want it, and no parties. I mean, again, that was from my lessons learned. Sign up and purchase your holiday gifts, shop for yourself and any gifts you might need. You get back 25% 2 times a month when you shop. Shop future seasonal pre-sales. So you can link that in there, and you could actually put shop future seasonal pre-sales for 40% off. And then it says sign up and shop the items you held with me on your account and get 25% back in your check. Text back join to get the link to sign up for your account or pass, and I'll send over your cart items for review. And so I got so many people that said join, and not all of them actually went through with it, but join is a keyword.
Conversation. I mean,
join is a key. So this is a little bit different. I added, so instead of just fall, which is to opt into the party, when they get to this text, they text me back the keyword join. And the keyword join has my link, and it says, Tracy, I'm so excited you're interested in signing up for a consultant account. Here's my link to check out the 2 kits. The $50 kit is fine. It's a great option. And I think it's what I say. And so that's how, like I said, the email last month, and then I just converted that because I thought, well, gosh, so yes, your question was, will it always be in? I'm thinking it'll always be in mine because it's done so great just the last couple of months. Now it may not be in that. Jenny asked me to review the Halloween sale one that she asked me that this morning to go take a look at that, which is basically the same party that I used last month, but they've got all the pricing changed. So it doesn't have it for that, but you could add it if you wanted to.
Right.
We're trying to get to the point where we're offering, like this month, October, they'll probably have a Halloween sale texting party. The fall launch party will still be in there. I probably need to go clean that up with some of this 40% off stuff on it. And then we're working on maybe a couple of other options too for holiday.
Like another bundle type of thing or something with
We're
holiday
thinking
stuff.
maybe two, and you could pick like one is a gift ideas kind of texting party, and then one is a more print related, like these prints or
Right.
like all the trees
Right.
or the penguins
Yeah,
or something.
something that you would want to like get for yourself.
A
'cause, you know, all
collection,
these
like the
prints, a
collection.
for you. Right. Right.
And you kind of have to know your customers. And even me today, I'm thinking like, what would my customers like? I don't know. I think they'd like both. So what I might do
You might have
is
to have,
do,
and it might have to be an option that you ask them. Like, are you looking more
I
for?
think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the collection of prints this month while they're hot and new. And then next month I'll do the gift ideas
Gifting.
because it'll be definitely like November will be gifting.
And once a month, is that what you said? Is that how much you've been telling them that you would do? So once a month is what you try to stick to for that too. Because that's the other thing for those of us that are would just now be starting it, that we got to figure out, do we want to do
That's
fall?
what
Do we
I
wanna
do.
Halloween?
I know that some consultants had said, I just don't want to bug my consultants. And
Right.
I also like, I get Norwex texts from, like, I know what I'm willing to get and keep getting
Right. No, I agree.
based on how often they text me. And I just feel
Right.
like once a month is enough.
I agree.
And like this month, I mean, I was moving orders around like, because you can get to $1,000 party at like last month, I think like in April, I think my party amount was like, I don't know, $4,000. Like I didn't break it up because I was just like, just, it's all, I'm gonna put it all in one party.
But
and this month I kept like moving.
sometimes
like,
you can
it
now
got
with
to $1,000.
those free insider exclusives, especially like you want to get. Yeah.
And next month is that way too.
Yep.
So I don't know. I'm very excited about it. And I just wanted to share my excitement. And when Danielle messaged me, I was like, well, all I can do is just tell you I wanted to earn Paris and tell you I'm really
But this is perfect. And my biggest takeaway, I think, Donna, is like, we all say that we know we need to simplify things and we know we need to make things like smaller. But like for me personally, and I kind of think I can speak for some of the people in this group, I'm not doing it still. And you are actually doing it. And so I feel like, thank you for being like the guinea pig.
I know. I'm like, this may be the death of me in my business.
But you pivoted. I don't think so, because like you actually did what we've all been like saying we want to do and like not actually doing it still. It's like you in so many ways. I could go on and on. I mean, you did it for the new consultant, how you're talking about, how you've changed your verbiage and you made that they can just shop. But also this, like just getting back to like, it is okay if we just have a lot of shoppers, because we had such a party mindset. Like how long, and I'm not dismissing the party. I'm not saying, like you said, we all have to find our own thing, or maybe you want to do both. Maybe you want to dabble these weeks in Facebook and these weeks in texting and
home parties, whatever you want to do.
Exactly. But the point being is I feel like you actually did you did with picking out that party that like it's okay to just tap into your customers, because for a long time that felt like something that no, we don't do that.
Well, and I'll say this from being with the company for so long now, like for 15 years, we had a huge consultant base at one point, and we want our consultants making money, but not even when we had a huge consultant base, we had a lot of shoppers. And so in my mind, I'm like, that's the same thing, and I'll say this kind of just as a wrap up, like, I am not as young as I used to be when I first started this. I mean, my boys were like middle school and high school, and now like I'm a grandmother. So I've shared this with Danielle a couple of times, not just this week, but like, I want my business, I tell leaders this, I want you to stay and I want you to like have a peace about how you work. And like, my goal is to not be stressed about this. And like, I just want to come from a place of this is working. I don't have to go try everything. And I know I just shared a bunch of ideas. But like,
yeah, but it was all a bunch of
but
ideas.
It's like, I want to just be peaceful. I want to find my calm. I want my business to bring me joy and where I work from. And so this is it for me. And I don't have to, I mean, y'all, I've turned, like, I decide what I want to do and what I don't want to do. And there was, a couple of years ago, like even home office asked me to do something. I don't know if it was Oh, they called me for a Seize the Day. This is like stays here. They called me for a Seize the Day. It was very last minute. And I was like, I am like, I can't just speak to people off the
Mhm.
I can speak to y'all, but like for training, I have to really think about that. And it was like 2 or 3 days before Seize the Day. My first question was who canceled? Because this is so last minute. But I just said I'm not gonna do that. I don't have time to put into that right now. And I have a monthly Zoom with my team. I try to show up there. If they show up, that's great, but I can't make someone do something either. And so I've really let go of that.
Mhm.
And there's just a lot I've really let go of.
And I
And
can see it. Like, I love watching you. I do though. Like, this is part of it too that I could have said at the beginning. Like, this is what I see is that I see that you have, back to that word simplify, like you really have embodied it. Like you've embodied it to make things simpler to work, but also, like you said, to just make you feel better and like
yeah,
this again, right? Like bring the joy back that like you found what works. And
yeah. You
that's
don't want to
my
be frustrated. Like I don't want to be frustrated. Y'all might like to work from a place frustrated, but I don't like to work from a place of frustration. And so, and it
Mhm.
can be frustrating. Like I'll just be honest. I've got 2 directors that, we're in a freeze right now, so nothing can happen. But, I've got 2 directors that are struggling this month and are probably, if we weren't in a freeze, would lose titles this month.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
don't care. This is honestly, I have said this, and this is so bad because we do love leadership. We love directors, but my title may be director at some point, but I'm going to be the best consultant to my customers that I possibly could be because I know I can control the 35% with my texting parties and reaching out to my
Right.
customers. I do
Right.
want to lead. I want to be a leader. I want all of that
Right.
stuff. But like, just as you work your business and the longer you're in it, you've got to find like what brings you joy. And what brings me joy is like this, like sharing. And you guys,
Mhm.
like somebody just told me, I asked her because she had reached out earlier this month and she asked me if I did a texting party, and I shared what I had just done, what Leslie and I had thrown together. And I said, Leslie and I did this and it's really working. And I just thought this morning, I thought I'm going to ask her like, oh, how did that go? She said, I'm at $7,000 in personal volume. I did it 3 different times this month. And like, that is like, I just am like, that
That
makes
brings
me
you
so
like
happy.
that's so joyful, right? Don't you just love
Yes. Like,
that when you know that what you are doing? Well,
yeah.
I
and
hope
that
to come
person's
back
not
with
even on
that.
my team. I
I
wish
hope
she was, but
I can't wait to come back and tell you that we all just did, right? Because we are on your downline. So I can't wait to
yeah.
come back and be
So
like, we
make
all
sure you
did
tell me, you'll bring me joy.
this. Well, I
But
really appreciate it because I needed something to just try at this point. I needed something different, whether it's what I stick with or not, but like I needed something and I needed it broken down and I needed something simple. And you have made it, I can tell it's simple.
well,
I don't.
I'm gonna get off here, and I've got a list of all these things that I'm gonna
Thank
put in
you.
an email. I might have to
Yep.
send you 2 emails, but I actually pulled the spreadsheet of you and your leaders. So I have your emails in a spreadsheet so I can quickly
Perfect.
just grab all your emails.
They all know you were meeting with us today. So
Okay, good.
even Heather's director, even if you go below,
Yes.
even Gresha knows.
Gretchen, yeah,
Was,
I pulled
yep,
that too. So
yep,
I'll email and then you can send this separate so they'll have the
yep,
recording or whatever.
yep.
And if I forgot anything, let me know. But I think I've got it all jotted down.
Okay. I
All
appreciate
right.
it a ton.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Donna.